What's up, fam? Thank you for tuning in to another video. It's Frankie, and if you guys are new to the channel, this is the Dark Rice channel. Basically, KDM builds. We got my Kia Optima 2015 fully built, the most you could think of, and we're about to add some more to it. And then over there, we got my Kia Stinger 2020 GT2. Pretty much all cosmetics, no power upgrades yet. But we're gonna get to working on the K5 right now. Literally, I've had this piece for well over half a year, I think even maybe longer. I made a viral clip on Instagram.
Damn, here we go again.
And it's this intake manifold right here from KSR Performance we're gonna finally be putting on today. I posted on Instagram if I should restore the K5. There's so many pieces, like for example the hood completely cracked and destroyed from the sun and being neglected. Also, the front lip is completely burnt out. Car hasn't been washed in over half a year. There's a little pieces here and there that need to be fixed, and about 80% of you guys said we should restore the K5, so we might just do so. I mean, this car does look super aggressive and vicious. I love it. Oh man, here's another example. I just drove the car last night, and honestly, this thing is so fun to drive. I miss driving this car daily. Although it was a headache and stressful sometimes, especially traveling, scraping everywhere, it's still regardless very fun to drive. Damn, look at how dusty this engine bay is. So we have pretty much everything done to this car other than the big turbo kit, wastegate upgrade, and the intake manifold. But we have like the intercooler piping, we have an air intake, we also have an oil cooler down there, oil catch can from AddW1. Thank you AddW1 for sponsoring this build. And pretty much I think that's it. And we also have meth direct injection. But obviously, to support all these mods and the main sponsor of this K5, KSR Performance, without their tune, this car would not be running as good as it is now. Well over 60,000 miles, plus a couple, maybe I think more than a year now with the tune, without a hiccup, no problems, no issues, no nothing. And now we're just gonna get to removing this intake manifold and finally putting on this beautiful intake manifold from KSR Performance that I'm so excited to finally put on. Should be fairly simple. 5 bolts to remove this, but obviously before you get to that, you have to get all these harnesses, vacuum lines completely off. I'm a little further in now. I already broke the bolts for the throttle body. Luckily, I have this tool here that makes things much easier to remove bolts that are in tough places. Finally getting the bolts that hold the manifold in a place. I disconnected everything, so all I have to do is pull it out. Should be quite easy. So the intake manifold is completely removed. A little bit of coolant came out from the hoses that are connected to the throttle body, but this is funny. I remember when I first blew my motor with my old trash tune. I guess when I took it to the Kia dealership to replace the motor under the recall warranty, this bracket, they never tied it down correctly. It was tied down to the OEM manifold, but they never tightened it back onto the block. How funny is that? So behind the camera, I'm taking off brackets that are no longer needed and clips such as that one there. Clips that were holding this onto the manifold, since the new manifold no longer will be using any of those brackets or clip points. KSR Performance manifold is test fitted on, and it fits right the way it should be. The only issue that I'm having is since I don't run an intercooler setup from KSR Performance, my CX Racing pipe intercooler that connects to the throttle body is a little bit too long. It's already touching the manifold itself, and putting on the throttle body is not going to be enough room. I'm debating if I cut it, I would have to cut it here, but then again, it's not going to be functional no more because this sensor is no longer going to be on there. I'm gonna have to take this whole piece to get rewelded, as well as this port for the methanol. So I'm gonna have to figure something out. I'm not quite sure. I'm not gonna be able to today. It's already about 5 p.m. Mustang 5.0 and an Infiniti Q60. I don't know what's going on with that Q60, but look at that. So it's actually the next day, and this is how far we've gotten. Left off at just leaving the manifold there. What I'm actually gonna do is send this pipe over to KSR Performance. He's either gonna replicate another one and remove that bung port and sensor port and cut it so it fits with the throttle body, and then just obviously relocate those. But I mean, just look at how sick this engine bay looks now. This thing is looking so freaking dope. So what you guys are actually watching right now is me heating up this intercooler piping and bending it enough where it's gonna fit properly with the throttle body. I'm also cutting 1 inch on each end, and it ends up working out, which is very convenient because now I don't have to send this pipe over. But as you guys will see right now, I end up making it work, and honestly, I'm so proud of myself because I didn't want to have to get this thing sent off. About 1 inch on each end for any of my buddies that got CX Racing piping and they're doing this manifold. Debating on painting the valve cover red, kind of like the K24 motors, how they're painted in red as well. But dude, this thing looks so sick. I'm gonna put up a picture real quick of the K5 race car engine bay compared to this one, and all that's needed left would obviously be the big turbo kit, upgraded fuel pump, and that should be pretty much it. Maybe injectors too. The fuel rail is right down there. Easy access now to everything. I am debating on relocating all the wiring, make it like a clean tucked wire setup. I'm not sure yet if I want to go that route. The reason I haven't filmed a lot on this car is because really this car has been having an issue with the wastegate. If you remember the wastegate rod, that one right there blew right off while racing that Camaro out there in Mexico. And ever since, the car has been giving me problems. I try to readjust that rod. It doesn't pop off anymore, but I think that motor is broken ever since. I keep adjusting and adjusting the best I can with that motor, but luckily KSR has something for that problem. Hopefully we could do that wastegate upgrade from KSR Performance. I really have been debating on selling this car because I didn't know what I really wanted to do in the future with this. I was thinking maybe instead trade this for a Genesis Coupe, a 2.0, or even a 3.8, but I'm not sure yet. I need your guys' help deciding. Should we sell the Kia Optima, or should we keep it and turn it into a real track car? And instead of that going on the track, we could leave this for the streets, turn this thing into like some crazy track car, unforeseen. If you guys are real Kia Optima fanboys, you guys know that Kia actually had a Kia Optima race car at one point, and it actually did pretty good on the track. Motors were obviously built, they were crazy, they sounded insane with the side exit exhaust. Lately I've been watching a lot of those videos just so I could remember all of it, and I'm like, damn, what if we turn this one into a real track car? If we turn this into a track car, the suspension needs to be dialed in, wheels have got to go. I can't run these freaking wheels, they're too heavy. I would have to switch over to something like Enki or something even more expensive but lightweight. But I mean, otherwise the car's performance is ready for the track. Big turbo kit just needs to be put in, tune has to be dialed in by KSR Performance, and other than that the car should be ready for the track. Not much needed. Obviously I'll need a cage, and I need to figure out who would build the cage for this car. You guys know this car has a little meth problem. Next year's boost juice finally came in. Look at this. This car, I swear, is gonna be one of the biggest flamethrowers you've ever seen on a Kia platform. Got a care package from Unknown Breed. Let's open it up real quick. Yo, let's go. We got a large hoodie from Unknown Breed. This thing looks so freaking sick. Just look at that. Thank you, Unknown Breed, for sending out the hoodie. I'm about to go to the gym. Dude, this hoodie makes me look twice as big. This thing's dope. I'll see you guys over there. So we made it over to the gym and I'm warming up with some 30-pound dumbbells, doing some close grip bench press on the incline, and then in that same set I'm gonna switch over to dumbbell flies. That way I could get the triceps warmed up as well as the chest. Now we're getting into our working set. I'm doing dumbbell flies with 40 pounds. I'm trying to get that chest full of blood before we get into a heavy compound movement. Now, I am coming back from a chest injury. You guys are probably like, oh, he's capping. But I was out for probably 3 weeks from doing chest because my right pec was very strained. I never would warm up, and now I'm starting to do so. Now working into our heavy compound movement, I'm starting with 45s on each side. I'm trying to get my chest ready for 2 plates. I'm really worried that my chest is gonna strain again because I don't want that to happen. So I was feeling myself out there, making sure my chest isn't hurting. Also doing some dips in between sets to make sure my triceps don't get cold and they still are full of blood. You can tell it's getting serious now because I got the hoodie on and I'm very focused, but we're working with 2 plates on each side, and you could tell at the end of this set that I'm very upset with myself. I usually do 7 to 8 and I'm only able to get 3, so I wasn't happy. You could tell with my face. Not there, but now. If you guys did enjoy today's video, please hit that like button and also subscribe, you guys. Let's hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. The only way I can reach that is if all of you guys just hit that little subscribe button down in the bottom. And that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.